違う。
Do you recognize my swag? No, you recognize my face. Last night wasn't that bad. Last night wasn't that great. We could be together, no cap. Wouldn't it be nice that way? I could do you better, no cap. We can need to try new things. Ay.
もうお尻もまさか男じゃねえか。でも悪かったな。いい手だぜ。これじゃ怪盗の名がなくな。
貴様一体。
待ってたぜ。 毎度毎度、あんなダミーに引っかかるなんて。
笑顔と気品を損なわず。
いつ何時たりともポーカーフェイスを忘れるな。
They turned up when you're gone. They turned up when you're gone. You got that hometown smile. You got that look in your eyes that says, oh, everything will one day be alright.
ではお嬢さん、またいつか月下の淡い光の下でお会いしましょう。
これは
ここだよ。じゃあね。じゃあね。
She got either a little too high or a little too low. Got no self-esteem and vertigo. She thinks she's made of candy. And she got either a little too loud or a little too close. Whatever we can, to the back of the food. She thinks she's made of candy.
よう坊主、知ってるか？怪盗は鮮やかに獲物を盗み出す創造的な芸術家だが、探偵はその後を見て難癖をつけるただの批評家に過ぎねえんだぜ。何？
for the highs and lows. Always, 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 you and me to the old days. Always, 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 highs and the lows will be always. Always, always.
参ったよ父さんだ。この服を借りて救命ボートに眠らせている女の子、早く行ってやらねえと風邪ひいちまうぜ。俺は完璧主義者なんでね。
I'm not
You
finished.
keep moving my heart like a bank, and I only got myself to thank. You keep moving my heart like a bank, and I only got myself to thank. You keep moving my heart like a bank.
When I'm out of breath, she's my vitals. When I need to love, she's my ride or die. When I'm out of faith, she's my idol. I just get along, she's my alibi. Uh-oh, sending the rednecks, all of them, spit it out and round. Alright, pull your hatchets out. Uh-oh, here come the po-po, too much murder.